Hello, today we're going to present some of the most haunted places on planet Earth. The first one is located on Lake Deschilio near Mexico City. The island La Isla de las Muñecas is certainly one of the strangest haunted locations on our list. In the 1950s, a man named Julian Stanton Barrera moved to the island. By that time, Julian was unaware of the dark history of the area. Legend says that three young girls were playing near the water in the 1920s when one of the girls fell in and drowned in the murky waters. Locals believed that ever since her death, the young girl's spirit has been unable to leave the island. It soon grew quite a reputation as a haunted place, and locals wouldn't go near it at night for fear of what they may see. Julian claimed that as soon as he moved onto the island, a little girl began speaking to him. The girl told Julian how she had died, and that she was trapped on the island. He began to get the dolls for this little girl, often selling off fruit and vegetables that he had grown on the island so that he could buy old dolls for her to play with. Julian later told his nephew that it was becoming more difficult to appease the young girl's thirst for these dolls, with him seemingly worried that she wanted him to join her in her watery grave. The same day he had this discussion, his nephew was returning to the island when he found his uncle face down in the canal. His body was in the same spot where the little girl had apparently drowned 70 years before. Today, tourists of the island often speak of the doll's eyes following them. Others have also reported that the dolls whisper to them, especially at night. Julian's ghost is also said to remain on the island, as well as the young girls.
Edinburgh Castle. The site on which Edinburgh Castle sits has a history dating back to the Iron Age. Situated overlooking what many people believe to be the most haunted city on earth, Edinburgh Castle has been the site of torture and many bloody battles during its time. Recipes for many a haunted location. Visitors and staff of this now tourist destination have experienced many things over the years. The most common is the feeling of being touched and pulled, as well as the sighting of apparitions. Spirits that have been witnessed include an old man wearing an apron, a headless drummer boy, and a piper who mysteriously lost his life after getting lost in the tunnels below the castle. Other experiences include shadowy figures, strange lights, sudden drops in temperature, unexplained myths, strange sounds, the feeling of being watched, and sudden intense feelings of dread, sadness, and despair.
With a history of torture and execution going over 900 years, the Tower of London is regarded by many as one of the most haunted places in Britain. It was originally built in 1078 by William the Conqueror and has served a major role in the history of England ever since. There have been many reports of paranormal at the Tower of London. The most famous of all is about the ghost of Anne Boleyn, the wife of King Henry VIII. She was beheaded in 1536 and her body has been seen walking the tower corridors. Perhaps the scariest of all reports includes the mysterious appearance of two children. They have been seen in the rooms of the castle, wearing nightgowns, holding hands, with a look of terror on their faces. It is believed these are two former princes who were sent to the tower after they were considered illegitimate by the parliament. Apparently, two small skeletons were digged out beneath a staircase in the White Tower.
The last place we're going to talk about is the Old Changi Hospital. The Old Changi Hospital is a former hospital in Changi, Singapore. It was built back in 1935 as a part of the Old Changi military base. During the occupation of the Japanese, the compound was used by the notorious Japanese secret police as a prison and torture camp. After the end of World War II, the building was again a hospital and remained so until 1997 when it was replaced by the Changi General Hospital. It has stood derelict and decaying ever since. The building is now haunted by its past, with Japanese soldiers, people that were executed, and the patients that died there. Apparitions of an old man have been seen walking down the corridors, and a woman has been seen walking through the rooms. The spirits of children are known to haunt the old children's ward, and the ghosts of bloody Japanese soldiers have been seen also. Loud bangs and unexplained screams are also a common occurrence. So, this was our list of haunted places on Earth. I hope you enjoyed it, and we really don't recommend visiting those places except you are really brave, and if you do, keep your eyes open. Thank you.